Hey, welcome to the shop, the social hub of positivity, here in the wonderful Emery Gate shopping centre, which is, of course, in the wonderful town of Chippenham, which is in Wiltshire, which is in England, which is a country. Now, there's fantastic artists, and I say that with great knowledge because I've been to one of your exhibitions over in Corsham, and we're very fortunate that you've got some of your amazing stuff in our hub window. How long is it up for?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So if we put this out, we should put this out this Sunday to make sure that people get a good bit of notice. Right, so Maya, this should be going out this week. What's the Sunday this week? Give this to her today so we get it out, because there's a few that in the pipeline. Anyway, this is important. So Nicola Davis. Is that right?
Yes.
See? I had to ask her 15 times because I've got one of those brains that doesn't do names. What's your name again, Lauren? Is it batik that you'd call your technique?
It's silk painting, but
Silk painting.
I have done quite a bit of batik as
Right.
well.
Can you tell me the difference, just because I'm obviously a bit ignorant?
So traditional silk painting, you're using a thing called gutter to do the outlining, and that creates a resist on your painting.
Yeah.
And the paint will spread up to it and stop when it hits that line. Batik is the same premise, but you're using hot wax.
That's what I was going to say. It's hot wax, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got
Right,
burnt
so
a few
this-
times doing that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So what's the difference then? What's gutter?
So gutter is a water-based resist, but it doesn't then need to be melted off. It stays on the silk.
Yeah.
Which means if you're doing silk scarves,
Yeah.
it dries very flexible, and you can wear it with the gutter on, as opposed to batik. You then have to melt the wax off.
Totally intrigued. What's the chances of you doing a workshop over here?
Yeah, I can do that. I do a few workshops. So,
Do you?
yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see that. So let's look out, everyone. Look out, watch out for this, because we got some footage of Nicola's art. We can do. We are can do. That's right, Lauren. We are can do. Can you get some close-ups of that beautiful? You've got the cards as well, haven't you? Whole, they're fantastic. Just bought 5 of them. They're beautiful. So the art. There's prints as well, and there's original stuff in the window. Is that right?
Yeah, I've got a mix. So there's, I think there's 7 originals in the window, and then there's a whole variety of prints.
Right. So the stuff I've seen at that lovely gallery in Corsham was quite big pieces.
Those were all originals,
Yeah.
and that was the ones I've got today. They're framed in glass frames. Yeah. And what was in Corsham was something I'm just kind of delving into, which is wrapping the silk around a canvas. So.
Wow. So how long have you been doing this then?
Straight from school, so
About 2-3 years?
9 years now, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair play. And what school do you go?
I went to Corsham School. So I did art and textiles at Corsham School. Then for GCSE, and then for the first year of A-levels, I moved schools to go to Sheldon School.
Well, Sheldon.
And I hated it. I didn't settle in. It was a good school, but I didn't settle in, and I didn't make friends. And I really struggled.
I volunteered. I don't know how long I did as a volunteer, doing sort of drama-y things in Corsham School when I was 21. So that was 400 years ago. But it's always been a good school, Corsham. It's always it's a lovely community.
So that's kind of how it worked out. I did a year at Sheldon, and then I went back to Corsham because I missed it so much.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
So my A-levels were a bit trickier because they were then marked by 2 separate bodies. But it meant I got to do quite a lot of different techniques in textiles because it was 2 different schools, variations of it. So one focused on fashion and one focused on textiles as art, as in making the fabric, not sewing the fabric. So I got to do a lot, which was good, really.
Did you ever see the textile artist that we had here? And that if you notice that big quilt-like thing that's on the wall, that was sponsored by, it's a project we're doing with Wessex Water. And there's a big, what do you call that? It's not a quilt as such, but it's patchwork.
Yeah.
loads and loads of different people, loads of different backgrounds, loads of different age groups, which is great. But her name is Jess Way.
I know that name.
Yeah, she does some amazing stuff. I think she's currently got a studio in the Pound Art Centre.
Oh,
because there's a couple of art studios there, isn't there? For artists in residence. Rachel Hurd's over there as well.
Yeah, I know Rachel.
She's a great artist. So you're, of course, you're born and bred?
Yeah, I grew up in Box. Mum and Dad still live there. So,
yeah. In Box?
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, Corsham always had it used to be an art college there many years ago.
Yeah, Corsham School was like the art place, really. Yeah.
And it's a very pretty, isn't it, as a town?
The town is pretty.
Yeah. I like it. I like Corsham.
And lots of peacocks, which is nice.
Lots of peacocks,
yeah.
Which is always a good thing. So, would you say that are you a full-time artist now?
Yeah.
Wow, because you've got another thing that you do, aren't you? Because Kate, who works with us, goes to one of your art. Is it Froome?
Corsham as well.
No,
Corsham Creative Market.
Have you? Isn't there somewhere else?
Oh, was it the Froome Art Trail?
Yeah. No, there's something. Don't you do something else? You do the Corsham.
I do a lot.
Yeah, I know you do. I know.
So Corsham Market that Kate goes to is the one that I run. Yeah.
Right. And that's separate from that exhibition I saw in what's that gallery called?
The Corsham Gallery.
Which makes sense because it's a gallery and it's in Corsham. Go figure. That's lovely. So how does that work? That was just a one-off, or do you exhibit regularly? Because there's quite a few artists involved, wasn't there?
Yeah. So I
bought a lovely piece. I seem to remember.
I kind of every few months I try to get my work in different towns, different places. So I've just finished the Froome Art Trail, but the Corsham Gallery was. We signed up to be there for 1 month, and it was me with 2 other artists. Who has kind of a set space we were given, but then the gallery has resident artists who are always there. So when you go in, there's a lot always to see.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful array of very diverse art, which is always a healthy thing. Like our little wonderful place here, it's really diverse. And the volunteers, the majority of volunteers, are artists, so they exhibit here, but they also do workshops. It's just a beautiful thing. We do poetry and we do music workshops as well, and all sorts. But like we're going to be doing more fabric ones. Love to do. What would you call your silk work? How would you describe
I do quite a few workshops. So you can either do kind of tie-dye and make your own scarves on silk, or you can do silk painting and make like a sun catcher and an embroidery hoop. So that's quite a little thing you can make in a day as a group, or silk cards. There's lots you can do.
Wow, I think we should have a look at that because it sounds gorgeous. And this is how you make your living?
Yeah.
So you're shall I sing that song? Just very spontaneously, get a guitar. She's got everything she needs. She's an artist. She don't look back. Maybe I won't. But you are an artist.
Yeah.
I like it. It's good.
It took a long time to get it to a full-time job.
No. But listen,
but
that's
now
it.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's brilliant. It's so commendable. And not listen to it. It's so commendable. Oh, really? Is it, Ed? Yeah, it is. It's commendable because so many people, I think, not just your type of art, as in all the arts, to make a living of it. I mean, it's the reward is doing, isn't it? In the doing, right?
Yeah.
With all art, I mean, it's really good for your mental health. It's good for all sorts of things. Beautiful in many ways. A really positive thing. But to actually be an artist and one that continually works and continually sells, and rightly so, because actually your stuff's beautiful, and like many of the artists here sell their stuff because that's the beauty about art. It's not just standardised, is it? It's kind of very much in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
When you look at a piece and it resonates with you, and then if you can afford it, but it's a really commendable thing that you've actually become a fully fledged artist.
Thank you.
Well, I'm amazed. I'm not amazed that you are. I'm happy that you are. But it's actually more often the case where people do it in their spare time?
Yeah, I think that's how it often starts, and I think most artists want to do it as their full-time job. I think what no one realises is that I don't paint every day. I do a lot of admin, because what I do is I run a business, you know, and artists, they want to be artists, but they don't want to be business owners. That's it. So I've got quite a good business head on me, so I think that's why I've been able to do it.
That's the difference, and that's why if you get to a certain level in art, you'd have an agent, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That does all that and sorts that, and hopefully you're free to create. But in the meantime, if you can get your head around the humdrumness of doing the figures and doing everything else that needs to be done.
I've got like 10 different jobs with it as an artist. So, you know, I make the website from scratch. I do all the emails, I do all the social media, I do the admin, I do the tax return. So I do everything.
Let's make sure we've got all those details. So there we can advertise it. If you want people to see your work, because obviously the limited space and the limited amount of stuff that you can bring here is just a smidgen, isn't it, of what you've got. So saying, when I saw it at the Corsham Gallery, it was much bigger pieces as well. It's like, wow. Right, we'll get the details of that. Anything else you want to say? Anything coming up besides the 2 weeks in the S.H.O.P, the Social Hub of Positivity? Here, come and see it firsthand if you're in the Chippenham area. If not, you can see it on this, and you can get in contact with the website. Your website's up and running. Perfect. Right, anything else you want to say?
I just guess a little quick story about the art itself, really.
Yeah, do.
So I've explained what it is, and it's silk painting and the technique, but the actual inspiration for the art does kind of draw back from struggling at school, and I struggled a lot with my mental health, so that's really important for me when people see my art to kind of know the story. And when you look at it, and you'll hopefully see some pictures of it on here, is that it's all aiming to brighten up people's day. It's meant to kind of put a smile on someone's face and be positivity inspired.
That's fantastic, because one of the great things about this place, as I said about the volunteers, is you get to meet the artists and you can discuss their pieces if you so wish. People that come into the space come in here, and I've introduced them to the artists. If I see, I was going to say a member of the audience, a member of the public come in and they're admiring a particular piece, if that volunteer who's done it is in, I'd say, oh, that's the artist, because it's so rare, unless you live with one or you know one personally, that you'd meet an artist that you can ask what the inspiration is.
Yeah.
I think that's actually lovely. And I love the fact that you're talking about mental health, because I said it earlier, didn't I? That actually, it's really, really important as a form. Personally, the reward is in the doing, on a personal level, for each individual to explore the arts, not worry about selling it, not even worry about showing it, whether it's a song, sharing it, or whatever, a film, doesn't matter. The fact that you do it is part of the battle, isn't it, of overcoming your mental process to be able to put your thoughts into some tangible form that you can write. So I'm really glad that you shared that bit. I actually thought very much that your stuff is, and I've obviously seen loads of other stuff as well, is really life-affirming stuff. So that's really interesting.
That's good, it comes across.
Yeah, it is. Because if it was abstract or whatever, that, the story's the story. Whatever inspires an artist is really interesting to me. But the fact that you are absolutely not necessarily on a mission, but that is part of what you're doing.
Yeah, I think I am on a mission.
Yeah, well, then this even better. I didn't want to put words in your mouth, but I love the fact that you're doing that.
And even though I've got abstracts in the window, that's the sort of thing with art. You don't know from looking at it, but all of those abstracts, they were born from kind of showing the dark meeting the light, and it is kind of all down to really what I'm feeling at the time, and it's important stuff.
So you don't necessarily set out. Do you have a kind of? I know you use silk, but a blank canvas, and then does it come to you, or do you plan?
I don't like to plan it. No.
Oh my God, that's the same with me. I'm always amazed what I come up with.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually rubbish, to be fair, but the process is great fun.
Yeah.
But the idea, because if you noticed that three of us were talking about a dear art teacher,
Oh, okay.
You know, we were looking at the three of us were looking at your art in
Yeah.
the window, and Patrick said, we all went to Sheldon, bizarrely, as three, and obviously not at the same time. And he said, "Oh, do you ever remember Pete Harris, who was one of our art teachers?" And it was an absolute inspiration. And bizarrely, I was travelling a 6-hour journey with my brother, and we talked about this teacher. He didn't have him as a teacher. He helped me help him move home years ago. We're talking, in the 80s. And I said, "Oh my God, he was such an inspiration, this guy." And he'd been the art consort for the British Embassy in Japan, and he had all this sort of Eastern technique and knowledge, and his house was an art gallery in itself.
Yeah.
And then John goes, "Oh yeah, and he was brilliant, he's fantastic." And he just looked up and thinks, "Oh, he died in whatever," which was really sad, but his art's still there.
Yeah.
And we're looking and going, "Well, actually, that you can have that effect as an artist." You don't necessarily. I find the thing with Van Gogh, that his backstory is amazing, but actually his paintings, particularly if you see them in real life, as it were, not a print, not in a book, not in a film, but actually in there, you can almost feel the waves of mental energy coming from them. The fact that there's that whole backstory is sad and equally inspiring, because people say that he commits. There's actually there's conflicting stories about it now. I read that actually someone shot him, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Fact is that he definitely suffered with his mental health, but I think everyone does to a lesser or a larger degree, and the idea that we talk about it and that we share our coping mechanisms, because Leonard Cohen, do you know who he is?
I've heard of him.
Right. Well, a lot of people say, "I wouldn't listen to him because he's really depressing." It's like, no. He got through all that because he could formulate his thoughts and he could communicate them. They weren't just rattling around in his head. He wasn't consumed by them. He led a really healthy life and shared his art, which was poetry and music. Hallelujah was one of his songs.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Right. So it's important, and I'm really pleased that you were able to share that, because I think that people could just look at, on face value, your art's fantastic. The fact that you have that mission is really a great tribute to you.
And it is good that it starts a conversation. So
well, I would look forward to you doing the obviously we've got all your stuff in here, which is lovely to look at for ourselves, but to organise to do a workshop in the not too distant future.
No, that'd be lovely. Yeah.
Okay, everyone. This wonderful person will be doing a workshop. Look for it in the stuff, Facebook and all those other things. But make sure we put all the details. Can make sure that Lauren's got the details to give the thing about your website, about any other exhibitions you got coming up, when your art market is. Yeah. When's that again?
That's the first Saturday of every month, Caution Creative Market.
There you go.
And then me, if you just search Nicola Davis Crafts anywhere.
Where's the creative market held?
Springfield campus.
Do you know, that's a fantastic place.
Yeah, it's good.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Every town should have one of them.
Next year will be our 10-year anniversary doing the market.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Wow, that is fantastic. I love that campus. I love the receptionists on the campus over at Caution when I've been there. I was recently doing my general election stuff, and I was thinking, wow, every town should have a campus.
Yeah.
Every town should have those people on reception, but that would be ridiculous. They'd be working all the time. They'd never get a break. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will see you, more of you, and look forward to it. That's a wrap.
Spinning out